I wonder how. Hello? Hello? Hello?
And I love being around people like that, man, like for real, because if you're not talking about ideas, at the end of the day, it's kind of like wasting my time. At this point in my life, I don't have time to waste, and I just kind of want to get to it. And just, you got to surround yourself with the same like-minded people.
Well, we're talking about ideas that we could implement, not just ideas that's just to talk about it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and I think Josh knows, right, and I always say, too, is just you got to implement these ideas, right? People talk about ideas all the time, and it's just the people that implement are the ones that always make it, right? There's doers, there's talkers, and then there's the people that get you to do the stuff for them, right? And so, you got to watch out for those people. But at the end of the day, we're going to do our own stuff and do very well at it also. So, like I said, looking forward to this year for us, man.
Yeah, that's it. But I noticed that as well, like, a lot of people, they just kind of say ideas, but they don't really get either.
I mean, that's 90% of the people, I feel like, in the whole world, man. Like, oh, I want to go start this company. I want to start this business. Okay, well, have you started a class? Have you talked to anybody about it? At least take that first step, right? And most people just don't do it, and I don't know what it is, but I think a lot of people get scared.
I think so.
They're scared of failure, or they're scared of what people are going to think of their business, regardless of what it is.
A lot of risk.
Yeah, a lot of risk, right? But at the end of the day, when you're old and you're like, do you look back on your life? You should have just tried it, right? Most people are like, man, they have regret. I should have tried that. I shouldn't have worked this many hours at this job, right? And so that's how I feel. Like, Josh, you guys know, man, like anything I want to do, I'd do it now. There might be a couple setbacks in here, but you can't have any fear. I mean, educated decisions too,
And then also, like, in the setup video, when we're kind of set up and everything like that, we're kind of just talking about, like, how basically we're also, the point of this was kind of create value and create, like, to get people started if they want to get started. I'm pretty sure people
started. Oh, yeah, and I apologize to just kind of jump in. Yeah, so our business, our broker, Kingship Realty Group, we're in Albany, California, just for everybody. I know we didn't catch that earlier, right? So we do have a storefront, very nice storefront, so people could come in and actually see us. But you can also obviously find us on our website, designed by Josh and his brother, kingshiprealtygroup.com. Look for us. Just success brings people that want to be around that. You don't want to be with negative energy or negative people, because it's the same thing. That'll it comes off on the other people, I feel like, and that's why I only want to be around people that are doers or just always optimistic, positive individuals, because negative people, man, they rub off on you, and it's tough to be around those people, man. It makes you not want to come to work. It makes your day a little bit down, and you just don't want to do that. So that's why I love this positive energy, just good-ass ideas, and go at it, man. Hungry.
Infectious in a way.
It is.
Like the people that you hang out with, kind of like their habits kind of rub off on you as well. You kind of see like what they do, like, oh, you think it's okay, but like it's not really not.
Yeah. So like you just hit on it. I was just having this conversation with my brother the other day, and when you're younger, I think it's a little bit harder for younger people to see this, but the people you surround yourself with, you're usually the medium of all those individuals, right? But not just that, they're also a representation of you. Right, and so they might be your boy, your friend, or whatever, but at the end of the day, if you're trying to reach a certain level or go around certain other individuals that are at a higher level than you, they're going to look at you and who you're with, right? And so they may not want to give you that opportunity. Yeah. And it's not a bad thing. It's not your fault per se, but at the end of the day, you got to realize what you're doing. Yeah. Like I said, because my brother, we just had this conversation, and he's just like, your agents, yourself, everybody you have is the representation of you and your company. Yeah. And he's right. I can't have certain people here that aren't going to help build the brand up, right? Because we all are Kingship.
We should have your brother on here too.
Oh, he'll come on here, yeah. He's actually in Mexico. Oh, he's come back. I think he comes back today from Mexico. Okay. He was on like a good 5-day trip, man. Yeah. He was out there doing the boat cruise. He did the what do you call those things? He did ATVs.
Oh, the ATVs.
He rode a camel out there on the beach or something, dude. Yeah, he did everything this time, man. I was like, this guy went hard this time. So I was like, good for him. Yeah, but we definitely should have him on here, right? You can talk about different aspects.
Like independent contract, so like contracting in the East Bay or like especially
the contracting and other things, but just go back to that, man. I'm a big fan of surround yourself with people that have the same like mind, because it is true. Like we always hear that on other people's podcasts, but it's true.
It's so very true.
It's true.
Especially the age, I can definitely say that you kind of start like being more independent. Like you have less friends and everything like that, and it's because like. Everyone has different goals. Everyone has different, paths.
No, but I totally agree with that too, and it's just also success, right? You're gonna have less friends because you're not gonna have as much time to hang out, to go to the clubs, or just to hang out because you have goals, and you got to put your all into it. Yeah. And it's just real, but it is hard to let certain friends go, man. But it's just what's more important to you at that moment. Is it clubbing, or is it hey, I want to wake up at 6 a.m. and get a lot of stuff done?
But I feel like that also plays a part of like. the older you get, you know, like the time, because like when you're young, you're like, oh yeah, I got hella time, right? But like when you get older, you're like,
Exactly.
the time is now, like, you know, like I kind of already wasted a lot of time. I want to do it now. Like,
Exactly, yeah, because when I was in my 20s, like, exactly, like, oh, man, I'm not going to be that old, you know, we're young forever, right? It's not like that. 10 years goes like this, you know, and if you're not building, you're putting, at least put the stepping stones in place, you're going to be way behind, right? I mean, look at it, I started real estate at 27, you know, and look where I'm at. I mean, I moved pretty quickly, but at the same time, if I would have started earlier, maybe I would have been a little higher. But I appreciate what I did in my life, so I'm not really mad about that.
Yeah, I always say is, you know, in the past, like, hey, the should, woulda, coulda.
Exactly.
You play with the cards you dealt.
Exactly. At the end of the day, we're not going back, man. But we have, so that's what's the other thing, right? Say positive, like, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Let's get to work, man. You know, bad things happen to everybody at some point.
Yeah.
But like you said, you can always start over, and I love that. You know.
You know, it's crazy too, because like we were just like talking about that earlier too before we got here. Like on the drive over here, we were talking about bad things happen to everyone, especially like think about like Batman, his parents died. Superman, like his whole planet exploded.
I mean, dude, imagine losing your whole, not just your family, but your race. You know?
So yeah, bad things happen to, you know, everyone. So just kind of like turning the bad into good, right? So.
I mean, I feel like you just use it as a motivation, right? I mean, you know, hey, I want to get up. I want to prove these people wrong, or hey, my family died, but I want to do better for my kids. You know, you just use that as a motivating factor. But yeah, no, I'm with you. Everybody has a backstory. Everybody has a bad days and good days, and it's just gotta stay optimistic. I feel like, you know. And that's the other thing I was gonna kind of jump into is I'm a big fan of routines and, like you said, having goals written down, because otherwise you're just kind of lost, right? So we always talk about that. I get up at 6 every morning because it keeps my day good. And I drink my coffee. I do a little bit of studying. Then I do my workout. You know, I live for 30 minutes. Then I do my run for 30 minutes. You know, and then I hang out, and then I come to work, and I'm ready to go. You know, the routines are huge in this business, right? Because without routines, you're kind of just flopping all over the place. Hey, I wake up at 12 today. I wake up at 10 today. But what are you doing today? You know, so I'm just a big fan of routines, and make sure you have like your goals written down.
I totally agree, because once I started using my Google Calendar and actually utilizing it, like I gotta say, like everything has kind of just like, you know, like.
Thank you. Yes, exactly. Yeah, so, because I mean, you could wake up in the morning like, what do I got to do today, right? You don't have to like, hold on, wait. You might forget a very important meeting or a very important phone call, right? So I mean, Google Calendar is just on your phone. Hey, appointment, boom, done. I love that, right? That's why I've been pushing some of the agents in the office to start using that, man. It's part of it.
With now is just like the calendar, like the organizing aspect. Because some days, like even on my days off, I be waking up and I be like, oh, what should I do today?
Yeah.
I mean, I have like the gym, right? The gym, or like I could work on music, but I don't really have like a set routine, I would say.
Yeah, but the gym is good, like a good foundation to start your day, right? So every morning, like for me, like I wake up, I look forward to working out. Right. So it kind of starts my day, and then also when I'm working, I don't know about you, but I'm thinking about ideas when I'm working out, especially when I'm on the treadmill.
Right.
You know, I'm like, oh, I want to do this, or this would be a good idea, and it just gives me my me time. So I think, like you said, just start with that, and then your day will start building up, right?
That is true.
You know, hey, I want to eat well, so I eat my breakfast at this time, and then I do the gym at this time, and I get dressed at this time. And it just kind of keeps you on track, man, to get to the next level. Because I mean, that's one of the biggest things I learned is just to be organized and to have a routine to get to the. Because the people that are successful, right? They're not always like they always say this, man. They're not always not always. I don't know how they would put that, but they're not always the most talented in their field.
Okay.
But they are the most organized. They're the most routine people, so they always get stuff done because they're going to outwork you. Right. At the end of the day, the people that outwork you they're there every day, right? So you could come in one day and do very, very well, but if I don't see you for 2 or 3 weeks, what's going on here, right?
True.
You know, so I learned that. That is true. That's a very good true saying, man.
So would you say like a lot of the successful people, like how you said they're not talented, but would you say that
they may not be as talented, right? Because it could be like a baseball player, right? That's very, very good, but he never practices, but he could get away with a lot of stuff more than somebody that's not as talented. But if he only shows up to like one game out of 5 games, right? It doesn't matter to the team because he only came in 1 game, right? But the individual that's there every day, building, working on himself, brings him up to that level, but he's more valuable because he's at every game to help you.
Exactly.
You know, and so that's kind of like, you know, an analogy I could kind of use, but, you know, people outwork people, man. It's true, you know, like, it happens a lot, right?
Yeah.
You know, kind of let you jump in there with what you've seen.
I wanted to just say, like, would you say that those people who are a lot more successful, they would be more, like,
they just know how to time management better.
Exactly. Well, I think it's also a hunger thing too.
Okay.
Like they want it more.
True. That is
Right?
true. Yeah.
I mean, people in this world that want it, they usually get what you want. You know, if you put the work in, and not always, right? There's always bad situations, but the people that put the work in usually reach their goals. You know, it may not be the first or second year, but they'll reach it.
Okay.
You know, the person like a singer, an actor, right? They might not, after, like we said earlier, they might not have the first big break for 5 years.
Right.
But that 5th or 6th year, they get that break, and boom, they blow up. As opposed to that one person that's very talented, they only tried out once and just quit, right?
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it's just a hunger thing. Who wants it more? Like, and so kind of go back to our aspect in real estate. What I see from a lot of agents is there might be some really. So this is a really good. There are some agents that are very, very good, but they, like I said, they don't come in here. They're not making their calls. They're not showing up 2 to 3 times a week like they should. And then, but the other agents that are coming all the time, they're starting to show more progress, right? It's just the people that keep putting in the work. I feel like they usually reach their goals. Usually.
Got you. Yeah. Okay. Wow. That was just beautiful. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's really just a gem, if anything. Like
Right. Yeah. I mean, show up. They always say it, show up.
up.
Right?
Yeah, just show up.
What's that say? You miss 0. You miss 100% of the shots
You don't take. Yeah.
It's so true, man. Right? Like Josh knows we call people, we go on listen appointments, but we never tried it. We wouldn't know, right?
Yeah. That is true.
You have to at least try. You know, and I feel like that fear of failure is going to kills a lot.
A lot of people. Yeah.
One example I gotta say is for sure. Remember that? One example I gotta say for sure is that one time we had a client when we were getting started into the pandemic or out of the pandemic, and remember I said we just make that call and we got that listing appointment.
Yeah, no, Josh was right. You know, you sometimes I get down, right? I mean, everybody at some point you start feeling it, right? You get tired because you're working so many hours. And Josh is right. We had a listing. Went on a listing appointment. Felt like it went very well. Hadn't heard back. And I was like, oh, probably maybe just let this go. And Josh was like, nah, just give her a call. And I called her exactly the same day when she said, yeah, come back. And we got the listing and we sold it a couple months later, right? It was like a $900,000 listing. And like if I hadn't just made that follow-up call, somebody else would have got it. And that's what kind of go back to, like you're saying, if you just don't make the call, you don't even know, right? And I mean, that's rare for me to do that, though. Very, very rare. So I appreciate, but see, you can help each other because we were both in the office still working, right? If you're not even here, like, that wouldn't even have happened. I'd have been at home and Josh wouldn't have told me to make the call. But by me being here, he told me to make the call.
Right.
You know?
It also brings back to the point where you said, like, being around the people who are like minded.
Exactly. Like, because you feed off each other. That's what I'm saying. You feed off each other, right? If I'm next to somebody like, oh, no, just let that listing go.
Yeah, right.
But the listing's gone, right? Or then, like I said, like a lot of realtors, like, oh, you know, nobody's selling any homes at that office. No, it doesn't matter what office you're at. At the end of the day, if you want to make it, you can make it, you know? So just don't let that negativity. I hate letting other people tell me what I can do or can't do. And the same when I see other people. I don't want somebody telling them they can't do it. They can do it if they want to do it. Just let them put in the work, right? So that's what goes back to the positivity. Comfort. You start becoming comfortable, too.
Oh, yeah.
That comfort is a game killer, man, because it happens. You start making good money, your lifestyle's good, and you're like, I don't need to go to work. I've already reached this level. But you got to remember what was the goal that you truly wanted at the end of the day, right?
You lose the hunger with being
You just hit it on the head. Exactly. You lose the hunger. And it does happen, right? But then, like I said, you got to remind yourself, and then you got to keep setting goals. And that's kind of where it is, like, stay motivated. Get up at the gym every day and just write down your next goals for the next year. And that's a really real one, man. Comfortability kills dreams, kills goals, everything, man. Yeah, I'll let you guys kind of jump in if you want. Yeah.
I know I'm young, but even when I got like a job, I guess even if I have enough money to do what I want per se, like even at my job, I know that I never want to be there for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly. Yeah.
there's always like something I want like to achieve.
more,
Yeah,
right?
I want to do more. Like I want to be able to like when I'm older, I just want to be able to like be like, man, I made it this far. I remember just being like nothing, just like working at like a grocery store and now I have like something, you know? Like I want to be able to be like reflect and just be happy at where I'm at when I'm older. Or just kind of like looking towards the future.
No regrets.
Yeah, no regrets, and that's like very powerful to me just because, you know, like a lot of people, like how you said earlier, just like when you're older, you kind of like always look back and be like, man, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. Like I don't want to be like that. Like that's something like I guess I'm afraid of per se, but like I just don't want that happening to me.
Yeah, the best way is just get out of it is what you're doing right now, right?
Yeah, so like using the time wisely.
It's not a bad thing to work at a grocery store or McDonald's. Or
Yeah.
I work at McDonald's, but it starts your foundation, right? Because it shows you're hungry. At least you went out there to do something. You're doing something.
It's like,
Right.
it's like a starting point.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good thing to even have these other jobs because you meet different people, you meet different individuals, and that's another thing that Josh, that's why we go to a lot of networking events. You meet other people and different ideas, right? Because if you're around the same person all day, you only learn from that individual. So you need to kind of grow and meet other people.
Even when you start going outside.
Yeah. Well, yeah, your generation is a little bit different than mine.
Yeah.
You had to go outside to meet people. There was no jumping on Instagram or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make a phone call, but you had to memorize phone numbers. You know, you couldn't even just go in here and like call Josh, right? You needed to know what Josh's phone number was.
Right.
Yeah, on a landline. Hey, and so it's definitely easier to get on. Like now we can watch motivated speakers every morning, right? You jump on YouTube. We didn't have YouTube back then.
Oh, yeah,
We would go to that conference.
That's why I did this morning. Like this morning, I put on like motivational speakers, just listening to, and we're just like,
Driving, listening to motivation.
yeah.
No, exactly. That's what I told you. Yeah, actually, yeah. So when I wake up, I drink my coffee, I put on a motivational thing, or maybe some non-binary beats, just kind of relax me, drink my coffee. Then I'm also studying a little bit. Like you said, use your time wisely, right?
Yeah.
And I love that. And then once you start doing something, also when you start seeing success, I do feel like you can go two ways, right? You can get comfortable, but you can also get more hungry.
Mm-hmm.
You get that first big check, and you're just like, I want more of that, right? I want to make more money, or I want to open another company, I want to open another business. And so that's kind of the route I usually go. Like I get more hungry and I want to keep going. You know, so yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that. Just because like I could definitely say like from when I started, I could definitely see my growth, and I could see like I'm actually way more hungry. Like I could definitely see that I want to do so much stuff, and I want to like actually accomplish so much, but I just want to keep going. I want to see how much farther can I get.
I mean, why not, right?
So and so definitely I could say that when especially when you first met me too, like I was definitely more of an introvert, but my goal was always to be an extrovert. I always wanted to speak. I always wanted to like talk with more people. I always wanted to like just get out there and not be afraid.
Yep.
So definitely like from when I first started, I was more of an introvert. I was more shy. I was more to myself. But as I kind of, as the years kind of went on, I definitely kind of put myself in those uncomfortable situations where I kind of learned and developed and grew these skills to become where I wanted to be and become even better and just to like get to where I want to be and still keep going, right?
Uh-huh.
So, just definitely kind of taking the chances kind of where it's like, you gotta do
This
it.
level is way higher than when you
Oh, yeah, for sure, right?
Scared to
Like...
make a phone call. You didn't want to talk to anybody.
Oh,
Now you're like, I'll just call them.
Hey, you want to talk about my first phone call went, man?
I mean, I remember a couple of your first phone calls, and this was during the pandemic, keep in mind, right? So that was really the only thing we could do was either send out mailers or phone calls.
Yeah.
So we were phone calling, and Josh, brand new agent, started cold calling, and it was a tough call, man. He's stuttering a little bit. Didn't want to finish the phone call. It's just because the confidence isn't there. But at the same time, he didn't let that fear stop him from keep doing it, right? And which I appreciate. The only way you're going to get better is by to keep doing that, right? And Josh, his confidence level right now is obviously very, very high, which is good, right? And I feel like the more confident you are, the better the success you'll be because you're not scared to take that chance. And then confidence also always comes over when you're talking to somebody, right? So if you go on a listing appointment, and they can feel your energy. Are you scared? Are you fumbling? Do you know your numbers? Do you know all this stuff? And if you know all your stuff and you're not stuttering, you get straight to the point, the people trust you because they feel like you know what you're doing. And you usually do know what you're doing.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say like a lot of the time.
When you seem more confident, a lot of people seem to trust you more just because you're like there. It sounds like you know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
He learned a lot. He kind of like taught me. So I like moved away, but I came back. And when I came back, I was like, I was like pretty much just shy and everything. I was like, like I wasn't like completely there. My fault.
That's good. Yeah. A lot of people are shy, man.
Yeah.
Right? Even me. I used to have a lot of nerves, man. But you just gotta try.
But I feel like how you said like when you. Well, this is how I feel like when I'm at the gym. So like when I'm first doing something and there's like a weight that I can't push, I'm like kind of disappointed, but it's pushing myself to do better. Like just do better. Like keep on going back, and you notice that every day that you do it, like there's like you just keep getting better. Like you just
Yeah,
learn.
once you show the progress and you see like, hey, I'm starting to get my six pack, right?
Yeah.
You're like, it makes you want to keep going, right? Because you don't want to lose that momentum.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. You can go two different ways, right? But I feel like most people really love that taste of success.
Yeah, yeah.
Whether it be your body or your goal, whatever, then you want to keep going.
Keep going, yeah. And I feel like how you said there's two people. So like there's people who keep on like pushing, and then there's people who just kind of give up. You know what I mean?
Well, it might be three. So people that keep pushing, people that give up, and then there's other people that are content where they hate it.
Oh yeah, true.
And
Yeah,
at the
comfortable.
end of the day, like, it's not a bad thing because there's just, everybody wants to do something different in their life.
True.
Right? But I'm highly motivated. I love to try to keep going and pushing myself. So yeah.
I feel also people should start trusting their guts a lot more. I feel like there's a lot of people who like they kind of know what's from right and what's wrong. Like they know, but even though they have that gut feeling, they don't want to like push on it.
Yeah, that kind of comes back to like you said, just don't let other people like influence you on your decisions, right? Even if it's family, family's gonna be scared for you, which is not a bad, they love you. And that's one reason why I think my family's like, you want to do this? But at the end of the day, like you said, you gotta trust your gut. You know yourself, you know what you're gonna put in the type of work. And I know, man, I mean, you guys know I'm self-motivated. I'll come to work, there will not be anybody here, and I'll still come. And like you said, that comes back to paying people you want to be surrounding yourself with. I don't want to have to keep calling, are you going to come in the office today? Are you going to be there today? Now, I'm already here, right? Sometimes Josh is already here before me, and I'm like, oh, okay, whoa, And that's the people you want to be around that are like, hey, let's set up this podcast. Let's get this going. And yeah, no, I love that, man, just being around like-minded individuals. But trust your gut, for sure. If a situation, I mean, this could play in anything, right? You don't trust certain people around you, man, your gut's usually right. You don't trust this person or you don't think the situation is correct. You just got to just vacate the situation, you're usually right. I mean, what's the worst thing that could come out of it?
This is our first podcast. I just want to say thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure to be here. Beautiful day. Just want to say thank you. Thank you to Josh. Check out our website, which is Kingship Reality.
KingshipRealtyGroup.com.
KingshipRealtyGroup.com. Check out our YouTube, Kingship. We have a lot of other platforms coming soon, so be in tune for that. Make sure to like, comment if you have any questions, and subscribe.